I thought I heard you say, "Hang on, guys." Like
I
you're
did, but I was wrong.
okay.
All right. YouTube should be getting it. Hello, everybody over on the YouTubes. Let's see. Hope you guys are all doing great and getting ready to start the Facebook Live. So if you guys will just bear with me for just a second, go ahead and say hi. Say, where you're from, all that sort of stuff in the chat room. Introduce yourselves around, that kind of stuff. Be sure to share this. I'm going to go get Facebook going.
I'll go first. I'll introduce myself. My name is Han Solo. I am from Corellia, and I'm really excited here to learn how to live stream my Wookiee pal playing whatever the intergalactic chess is called.
I don't know what you're talking about. I have no clue. I think you need to take your medicine.
Star Wars chess. What is it called? It has a name.
Star Wars chess?
Dejaric.
That's
maybe.
That's a card game.
Let's
Dejaric?
see. They play it when they play it when R2's playing.
Oh, that. It's the
C-3PO's
hologram chess thing. Yeah.
Yeah, C-3PO is like, let the Wookiee win.
Yes. You're right. On the holo board, or I think is what they call the board there. All right, guys. I'm just getting a couple things set up. Just kind of trying to perfect things here. So bear with me just a second as I get it going, and then we can start live. I'm really glad you guys are all here. If you're watching this for the first time, not sure what we do, then I will tell you what we do. We do what we do, and we do it really good. No, what we're doing is the live recording of our show, the Church Media Guys show, which is a show published by churchtrainingacademy.com. And Justin and I record this live every Friday. And as we're doing so, we have a live studio audience, and that's you guys. So be sure to say hi. Be sure to comment, ask questions, do stuff like that. We are happy to tailor the content of the show around what you guys are talking about. Bring your input in, do all sorts of stuff like that. We love having live guests on the show, live participants in the chat room and stuff. So please make yourself known. Let us know where you're from. Let us know what you do. Ask questions, give answers, talk amongst yourselves, all that sort of stuff. We love it. We thrive on that sort of stuff. Today we're going to be talking about Facebook ads, Facebook statistics, things that we as content creators, and that includes you, churches, as content creators, need to know about, because Facebook is one of the largest interactive platforms on the planet. And in fact, Justin, last statistic I read was over 2 billion monthly users on Facebook and about 1.5 billion on YouTube. So it's actually got a little more interaction than YouTube does.
I believe it.
Let's see here. Just getting a couple of things straightened out before we get started. I've reorganized. I've reorganized how I do my desktop here for the show. Let's see. I love the ability to shrink browser
Hey, can you
content.
switch our sides? I think it looks better when you're on the left.
Switch our sides.
Yeah, you're on the right half of the screen.
Okay, and you want me to switch that?
Yeah.
Yeah. Easier said than done.
Okay. I think you're usually on the left.
No, I'm always on the right.
You're always on the right? Are you sure?
Mm-hmm. As I'm looking at the screen, I'm always on the right. Okay. You're always on the left.
Well, we'll fix that later then. I think I like it better if you're on the left, just because I think that's where the eye naturally draws, and I'd rather the eye naturally draw to you.
Oh.
Our charismatic leader.
Oh, aren't you funny? I don't know if I can do it kind of as we're going here. Let me look.
I know I can do it in Ecamm.
Yeah. But
maybe that'll put a fire under your your butt.
No, I can turn out better quality doing this. I can record at a much higher bit rate doing this. When I'm done with this show...
I am on the left. How about that?
When I'm done with this show, because of the bit rate that I'm recording it at, the file size is about 40 gigs.
Wow.
Yeah.
Yeah, I am always on the left.
Yeah.
I wonder why.
I don't know.
Well, we can change it later. I just
It-
like it better if you were on the left.
It's always like that. Let's see.
All right, what's going on, everyone? No one said hi. We have 2 people watching in Facebook, and no one has said hi. We've had someone say good morning on YouTube from California.
From California. Fantastic. Let me
California.
see.
They still get YouTube out there.
PA Pence. How about that? So I'll show you what I'm doing here. I need to say something. Welcome everyone. There we go.
Oh yeah, I need to do the welcome to our live recording. Hey, Dan's in here. That's awesome.
All right. Dan Ermler?
Ermler.
Do I know
Yeah.
Dan?
You don't. I've been trying to get some time with him. Our schedules are kind of opposite. He's only available like from 1 to 6. I'm not going to say his availability, but yeah, he's we're going to have to take an afternoon off to get with them because
Okay.
that's going to be one of those things. It's going to be like when we talk with Seth, like we're going to want probably more than an hour if he
Right.
can swing it
Right.
with him.
That's cool. Very cool. Hey, you know what? I'm going to show you how I'm doing my screen here real quick. Last night when we were doing our mastermind, I repositioned a Safari browser and did some shrinkage on it so that I could actually have it on the screen. Let me see. I'm going to grab this. Oh, by the way, is that better? You'll notice a change here in a sec. There we go. All right, let's see if you guys can appreciate this.
Hey, there we go.
So, right screen. There we go.
Cool.
So on my right screen, I have my OBS window here, and then underneath that, I have our notes for the show. And then over here in the right-hand window, I've got Facebook with our going on, our chat and all that rubbish going on over there. And then I've got you full screen on the left-hand screen, and I have a USB monitor. See if you guys can see this. I have a USB.
Dave, if I look at too much of your stuff, I'm gonna get a nosebleed.
Yeah, sorry. I have a USB monitor, boop, right there, that is coming from a laptop that's sitting off to the side here, and so I've got YouTube running in there, so I can see the live thing and I can see the chat. So there you go. All right, guys. Glad y'all are here. We're gonna get started.
Yeah, what's up, Chris? Watching in Facebook. Chris in the house.
You
Terrible.
okay?
Air horn.
Poor thing.
You're sounding a lot better even than last night. You
Yeah.
must have gotten some rest.
Yeah, I've got. It's funny. As soon as I got done with the group coaching. Let's see, I'm gonna have to adjust my position here. Hang on a sec, guys. Let's see.
Hello, Jordan. Yeah, I just in my position trying to get some of my new toys on screen, but you still can't see them. It's still too dark because I sit right in the way of the light.
All right, there we go. I think that's better. Okay.
All right, let's do this.
Yes, sir.
Let's do this. Let's do this. After this, I'm gonna eat some chips with some dip.
By the way, I want to apologize for my coughing and any weird, disgusting sounds that y'all hear coming out of me today. That is the way it is. I've had a head cold for about a week, and it's been a pain in the head. So, I am all hopped up on cold medicine and all that good stuff. So if you guys would just please forgive me for any weird sounds you hear, I'll try to get my mic down fast enough, but if I start losing control, sorry. All right, let's cut the music.
Today's show is sponsored by Benadryl and NyQuil, putting children to sleep
Since
they were like
1936.
2 years old. Mom and dad stopped trying.
Oh, goodness.
It's like, oh boy, Jill, you're being so hyper. I think you have a cold. Let's take some NyQuil.
Yes. We call
Ben
that.
Stapley in the house. What's up, Ben?
Hey, Ben.
Welcome, welcome.
Good to see you in there, old boy.
All right, I'm gonna turn my fan off. Do you run any type of noise canceling? Because I noticed when I went on Seth's podcast, he could hear my fan, but I know sometimes I keep it on during the mastermind and we can't hear it. Do you run any kind of background noise cancellation when we go through your system?
I use this right here. This is a DBX 266 XS compressor. You can see those lights flashing.
Mm-hmm.
These lights right here set the noise floor. So I've got the noise floor set to drown out the computer sound, the fan back over there, all that sort of stuff. But when I talk, my voice is more powerful than that, and so it cuts it out. And that's why my voice. A lot of people say, you know, hey, why? What mic are you using? You sound so good, all that. And this is simply Behringer's knockoff of a standard Shure SM58. It's a Behringer XM8500. It is $20. It is a $20 supercardioid dynamic microphone, and I'm using that compressor down there. The compressor is what is canceling out the noise and stuff. And wow. It was a used one that I got off of eBay, I think, and it was only like $100, if that. The problem, though, for you is that you're using a USB mic, so that you won't be able to use it with a compressor, and only certain types of condenser mics work with compressors, and you have to do an insert instead of trying to run the mic directly into it and stuff. So, but I think we could get you clearer and deeper sounding.
It's on the list.
Yes,
I mean, if you want me to be deeper sounding, just welcome to Church Training Academy. Batman, and I'm here with Dave.
Yes. If you force it, I'm Batman, and use a lot of air. Just really push that air out as you talk.
Yeah.
Then
I don't want to do that on my mic though, because I don't want to make people.
You can Christopher Nolan it.
All right, let's get started.
Yes,
we got Ryan and Howard. A lot more people watching on YouTube today. Usually it's
all right. Yeah,
more people on Facebook. Ryan is watching, and Howard is here from Texas. Tejas, good old Tejas. So let's do it. We're gonna do it. We're gonna do the show first, and then you're gonna do the pro tip after the show, right?
Yeah, I'm gonna do an audio version of the pro tip for the podcast, but then I'll do a video for the YouTube video.
Sweet.
These are all things that I learned last week at Video Marketing World, especially in my my dinner and hangout time, just shooting the bull with Tim Schmoyer. He and I actually went over a lot of ideas and stuff, so we're gonna start applying things. You and I just haven't had a chance to talk about them yet.
I know, we've been so busy.
I know. I've missed you.
All right, so in these statistics, you highlighted one. So you want me to introduce the other ones?
No, I got distracted.
You got distracted? Okay.
Hang on. I'm gonna do this one right here.
Okay.
As well. And then I'll just talk as you bring up the others, and then I'll add to and try not to distract from the conversation.
Now remember, Dave, we just want your 2 cents.
Yes.
You don't need $1.50.
Yeah,
all right.
Sorry. I like to deliver as much value as I can.
We're buying a tub of popcorn from the 1930s. It's 2 cents only, okay? Yeah. not a Snickers bar today, which is $1.50. You know how they used to say that they had my favorite show, Community, the thing was they were like, oh well, I hope that would be it. And they're like, yeah, we'll hope in a and $1.50 will get you a Snickers bar. And
Yeah.
they're like, oh, it's $1.75 now. And they're like, oh my gosh. then this older guy in the group is like, yeah, we used to say that in a quarter will get you a phone call. It's
I'll,
like, it was a lot easier to be unimpressed back then.
yeah. I like the one well, I'm really hoping that this is going to happen. And you say, you can hope in one hand and poop in the other and see which one gets full first.
I actually heard that on another on a podcast. Yeah, they expounded on that for like 30 minutes. Like,
wow, that's a rabbit.
Yeah, it was a comedy podcast. They're just
That's awesome. That's awesome. All right, guys, we're going to get started. I will be doing the teaser later after I've built the episode and stuff so that it becomes a really good hook for the YouTube playback.
I like it.
Yeah, so here we go. We're just going to do the intro.
Yeah, we haven't even started recording the show. This is just us goofing off. So if you're sitting around wondering what's going on, there's no Facebook talking here. These guys don't know what they're talking about. I have better things to do. This is just us hanging out, and
we're warming up the audience
through the chat. Yeah, and we're kind of just getting everything ready, making sure our levels are good.
Yep.
If you want to say this is just one big sound check, but this is the live recording. So, if you want to watch the full show by itself and save time,
subscribe to the podcast.
Yeah.
At ctapodcast.com. All right, here we go. Hello to Chris Barrett. He says, great show, and throws up a big old love for us. Thanks, brother. I take it you're Chris, a guy. I'll tell you, with Chris Oshinsky,
I don't know. You don't have a good track record with that.
Well, and of course, Chris's profile picture is a picture of a man, woman, and 2 children, and not actually a accurate depiction of Chris the person. So I don't know. It could be Chris.
It could be worse. It could be a
Christine.
Landscape picture.
Yeah.
It could be a muscle car.
Right. Exactly.
Could be worse.
Sometimes, and that's something I'll rant on at some point about.
You already did, and when we were talking.
Use your profile pic. I'll do a vlog on this, but the gist of it is this: this is your Facebook profile, so use it to let people know who you are. Don't show me your muscle car. Don't show me a picture of your wife or your 5-year-old. I'm going to assume that this is a 5-year-old, and I don't want to friend a 5-year-old. Use your profile picture to tell me who you are. So,
if you don't want people knowing who you are, why are you on Facebook?
Exactly. All right, so here we go. So, Chris, if you're Christine, I'm sorry. I'm going to assume you're a dude. All right.
You're supposed to ask what their preferred pronoun is, Dave. Oh no, I just triggered him. All right, we're never going to record this show.
Oh boy. That was a macro aggression. Not a micro, a macro.
I'm inciting violence over here.
Yes, exactly.
All right, let's do it.
There we go. Hey guys, and welcome to the Church Media Guys Show. If we haven't met, my name is Dave Curley, and I'm the founder of ChurchTrainingAcademy.com, which is a place where you and I and other ministry-minded folks all come together to learn how to use and exploit media and technology so that we can take the gospel to the world. That is what we do with the Church Media Guys Show. We teach you how to do all that. With me, as always, is the lovely and talented partner of excellence, the one, the only, Justin Nava. Hello, sir.
What's going on, Dave? What's going on, everyone watching the replay, watching live with us? I am so excited because today's actually the first time we have more people watching on YouTube than Facebook. I'm not sure what YouTube's doing with their algorithm. They like us, I guess. People hit the notification bell. If you don't know this, hit the notification bell on YouTube.
Yes.
You get notified whenever we come out with a new video. I am very surprised. YouTube chat is doing really well. Facebook chat was a little slow, but we got Chris in the chat. What is going on, man? And we got some international viewers. We got someone from Jamaica, from Ghana, from California. All the crazy places out there.
Yeah, it's cool. I'm loving it.
Good stuff.
I'm loving it. And by the way, you guys can join us each week at 11:10, about 10 after 11 Central Standard Time. That's where the cool people are in the United States, Central Standard Time. Texas time.
God's time.
Yes, Dallas time. You can join us then on Facebook at churchtrainingacademy.com and on YouTube at churchtrainingacademy.com. And we usually talk for about 10 minutes or so with everybody before we get the recording going and get the show going. So we'd love for you guys to chime in. By the way, if you are watching us live, even if you're watching a playback, you can leave a comment, ask questions, do stuff like that. And if we see it while we're doing it live, we'll incorporate it into the show. Everybody, be sure you share. Okay, so if you are on Facebook, hit that share button. Okay, share it out to your profile, share it out to your friends, your family, everybody. We want as many people joining us here live as possible. And if you're on YouTube, be sure you smash that bell. Okay, ring the bell. Bong! I'm gonna have to put a sound effect in there. Ring the bell so that you'll get notified when we're going live and when we publish new stuff. We publish on average 3 times a week. Past couple of weeks we've been ill and heavily burdened with all kinds of stuff like that, but we're getting back on that 3 times a week schedule. So just be sure to hit that bell and you will get notified.
Are you tired? Are you done yet?
I am tired. Took a lot of breath out of me there.
Don't you usually drink a Red Bull before we start recording?
I do, and I drank it last night for the mastermind, which is why I
man.
was up till 1:30.
That's why your kidneys are burned out.
Yeah, everything's burned out on me. All right.
Well, let me just give you some encouragement, Dave. Today we're talking about Facebook statistics, and before you shut this down and say I ain't a math guy, we're not talking about creating Facebook statistics. We're talking about taking statistics that formal studies have found and multiple people that are way smarter than us have commented on. And we're going to share some of the most important statistics with you and really what it has to do with your church being found on Facebook and whether or not you should use Facebook ads. And if you got something to do right now, I'll just tell you right now, you should. But oftentimes just saying we should use Facebook ads doesn't really sell to the pastor. I need $50 a month for Facebook ads.
Right.
You got to know why. And that's kind of what we're doing the show for, to show you the why it's so important to use Facebook, and more specifically, Facebook ads is what we're talking about today for your church and your ministry.
Now, before we do that, we're going to share our pro tip. And our pro tip of the week is something that, was it Sean Cannell? Is it Sean Cannell? Steve Cannell?
Cannell. I say Cannell. Yes, it's Sean.
Sean, thank you. Yeah, I was thinking Steve Carell. You know, I had that Steve Carell thing going on, and Sean Cannell. So Sean Cannell was at a conference last week with me, and one of the things that he shared with everybody was this really cool tip that I want to share with you guys. In our pro tip, I'll actually be doing a walkthrough and show you just how easy it is to implement this. But if you are looking for the appropriate keywords or the appropriate phrases, which is something very important for discoverability, you want to use a tool to help you figure out what people are searching for. And the tool that Sean uses and told me to use is called Keywords Everywhere. So if you just do a search or go to keywordseverywhere.com, you can add this. It's a Chrome extension, plugs into your browser, really easy. Basically, it rewrites your Google search result page to put a couple of panels in there that will show you the trending keywords surrounding your query. So if I do a keyword search for church media, let's say I do that, then it could show me things like people are searching for church media benefits, or how do I make church media work, or other things like that, whatever specific keyword phrases that people are searching for. And it'll show you the cost per click, the CPC, which gives you an indication of how competitive that keyword is, as well as the amount of searches that it does. And so you can then determine how you title your video, or how you title your blog post, or how what things you put in the description of a piece of content that you're posting, so that people will be able to find it. Because if they're asking these questions or searching for these terms, best way for you to get noticed is to answer the question, speak to what they're doing. So it's Keywords Everywhere. It is free. It is totally cool. I am loving it. Be looking for our pro tip on our YouTube channel or at churchtrainingacademy.com for a walkthrough of the installation, setup, and usage of Keywords Everywhere. And that is our pro tip.
Jazz hands. You forgot the jazz hands.
Jazz hands. All right, now let's see here. Okay, this is where we do our feature presentation.
Yes. Let me take a sip of water first.
Okay, sure. Anybody in the chat have anything they want to say? Chris Barrett.
Nothing for that. Everyone's taking their
awesome.
taking their notes.
Chris Barrett is letting us know that he is in fact a man, It is
Yep.
Chris as in Christopher, not Chris as in Christine,
Or Christoph, or
or
Christoph,
Christoph, or
or Christophin.
Christolium. All right. One of the biggest problems that churches and content creators at large, but the churches in specific, face is getting noticed. Okay. Here's the reality, folks. Our content is boring. I mean, it really is. Nobody wants to, ooh, I got to go listen to a sermon. Nobody wants to sit and be lectured to and stuff like that. So, how do we make it appealing or showcase the good, the awesomeness, the community, all the great benefits of being a member of our church? How do we put that stuff forward? How do we let people know? How do we let our churches get in our ministries get discovered online? One of the best ways to do that is to use Facebook at its maximum potential, with the maximum potential that it has, and that is with the ad engine. That's what we're going to be talking about today. We've got some stats. Justin has done some very thorough research and has come up with some really interesting stats that we want to make sure that you guys know about. If you don't realize it or not, Facebook is kind of the primary game globally. Justin, I don't even think that you put this in your list that we're going to share today. But one of the things that I found out was that about 80 or 85%, I can't remember the exact piece, but we're talking that kind of number, of the total users of Facebook are outside of the US, which means that Facebook is a global concern.
Absolutely. 85% of Facebook Daily's active users come from outside US and Canada.
Yeah.
So India, Brazil, and Indonesia among the largest. That's a little bonus stat.
Yeah.
We're more community focused unless we have
are.
like a global ministry, but a little bonus stat for you.
Right. But what that tells me, just as an aside, is that number one, Facebook's reach is really large. So if you are working with mission organizations or anything like that outside of the country, chances are you can reach these people, target these people, and spread that message well beyond the walls of your church. Let's jump into the stats that we've got going for this week. You want to take the first one?
Yeah, so I'll take the first two. Dave, did you know that people spend an average of 35 minutes on Facebook each day? 35 minutes each day.
I thought it was actually, using myself as an example, I thought it was a lot more. I find myself getting, like I'll be working on something, and then I set aside time to go and check the Church Media Hacks group or our Facebook page or whatever, and then I reply to somebody, and the next thing you know, especially like before bed, I find myself, I'm just scrolling and I'm just updating stuff and looking at all this, and I'm like, why can't I walk away from this thing? So I actually thought it was a whole lot more.
Yeah, and that's the average, right? So some people spend less, some people spend a lot more, and I don't think, I'll have to double check, I don't know if that counts Messenger time, because they Facebook kind of considers that a different platform, kind of like Instagram,
right?
Mm-hmm. WhatsApp. But yeah, 35 minutes a day. So if you take into account 7 days a week, that's 3.5 hours, maybe a little more than 3.5 hours. What is that? 3, 7, 5. That's 4 hours a week.
You say we weren't going to do math.
I'll do the math. Okay. 4 hours a week on average. Now, I always think about how much is your best church attender at church? Sunday morning for an hour,
right?
Sunday school for an hour,
right?
Wednesday night Bible study for an hour, maybe small groups for an hour if they're just super committed. So your super committed person, which is not your average, might be at your church 3 to 4 hours a week, but your average church member is going to be on Facebook 4 hours a week. So we have a platform there. We have a distribution point, a contact point to reach people because they're on Facebook 35 minutes a day. So every day they're checking in on Facebook. They're not coming into your building, even an average of 35 minutes a day. And on top of that, Dave, let me share with you the second stat. People access Facebook an average of 8 times per day. Now that kind of clicks on what you were talking about, how you're just checking Facebook every once in a while.
Right.
I find myself having working windows, so I will only allow myself to check Facebook once every 2 hours. Mm-hmm. But let me tell you, I am taking advantage of those once out of every 2 hours because Facebook's really good at notifying me with that bell I don't know about you, but I cannot live with that notification badge.
Yeah.
I gotta check it and see what's going on because I know they're talking about me, Dave.
No, I
They're
know.
talking about
I
me.
know. You hear the bong, and all of a sudden it's like, Bob replied to your comment. And what's funny is it used to be like you would hear that ding or whatever if they replied to your comment or did something like that. And now it's like if you're following a post, then it's like, this person commented, and it's like I feel like I'm missing out if I'm not checking on it. So
Absolutely, it's
yeah,
that fear of missing out. But yeah, people are checking it 8 times a day.
yeah,
So I mean, I don't even know a lot of people that think of their church 8 times a day. I feel bad.
right,
I might think of it 8 times a day. Might if I'm like super into what the church is doing right now. I don't even think I think of it 8 times a day, and I do the social media, and I'm working on a website.
right.
So yeah, so people are thinking about and going to Facebook 8 times a day. The attention is there. So the question is, are you taking advantage?
Right. And I guess a good question is how best should we take advantage? And one of the stats that I've got here is that organic reach for branded Facebook pages is 2% on average. I remember when it used to be a whole lot more, a whole lot more. Um, Pages have been depreciated over time. I know just us, we have however many hundreds of people that like our Facebook page, the Church Training Academy Facebook page. But I noticed that our reach from that page is gone down quite a lot, whereas our interaction in our groups, and I think that's the key point with that stat, is that groups are where Facebook is focusing, because groups are centered around topical stuff, and if it's centered around a topical thing, there's going to be more conversation about it. You know, does that make sense?
Yeah, I see Facebook, and I don't know if they've said anything. I don't follow it too much. I'm no Dennis Yu and talking and having lunch with the guys. But the way that it comes off to me is that Facebook is trying to become more tribal.
Right.
We want to build a community of communities,
Mm-hmm.
a community of a tribe of tribes, kind of thing, where they want everyone to kind of be in their own place. Because I think when you see people that are like you and have the same interests, you're more likely to stay on the platform. Therefore, you're more likely to be served ads. And so, yeah. So the other thing too with that is that, back when we started at our church or the Facebook page in 2011, 2012, I mean, there wasn't that many people on Facebook. There wasn't 2 billion people on Facebook. So the real estate was a lot easier to insert yourself into. That was probably even before the algorithm. So you just saw everything like
Right.
Instagram used to be a couple years ago. Then they figured out, well, then they realized, there's so much content out here. There's no way anyone can digest it all.
Right.
So we need to figure out what people are going to like, and we need to serve more of that stuff. And well, guess what? If you're posting a promotion for $1,000 bike, people aren't ready to spend $1,000. So Facebook's not going to serve that up. They'll serve a birth announcement or,
Right.
something else. So, if you're advertising your men's pancake breakfast, women aren't going to find that interesting, so they're not going to serve your pancake breakfast organically,
Right.
getting for free, to people they know are women.
Right.
If they know, if the robots kind of figure out your stuff is for men. So as the competition becomes greater, that's why our reach declines, and that's why, unfortunately, maybe fortunately, we have this new ad platform. It's not even new. It's maybe even a decade old next year. But we have this ad platform that we can utilize to get in front of the right people. So instead of putting a men's pancake breakfast out, on our page for just anyone to see and hope that we get into the feed, we can actually give Facebook a couple dollars and say, hey, give this to the men in my city within 10 miles of my church, or men in my county, or men in my zip code, whatever.
Right.
Give it to men. It's for senior men. So only serve it to men over 50 on Facebook. And you know what? It becomes a little bit more targeted, a little bit more relevant to the people that are coming in front. So the next stats here that we have, we're looking more at the ads. 20% of Facebook's mobile ad revenue is from Instagram.
Yeah, interesting.
So it's not just Facebook, it's also Instagram. So if you are running Facebook ads, and you're clicking, you're unchecking the box that says also run on Instagram.
Right.
Or if you're running ads that just don't work well on Instagram, maybe consider trying some Instagram only ads, trying some story ads, swipe up ads. I'm actually going to start experimenting with that with myself, because I've realized, Dave, I click on way more ads and stories than I do on Facebook.
Interesting.
And so I'm like, man, I got to get in on, because it's so easy. You just swipe up. You don't have to read a whole bunch of stuff. It's more exciting. You're kind of swiping through stories anyways. So you're kind of, it's a little bit easier to stop than a scroll.
Mm-hmm.
And so, their mobile ad revenue is coming from Instagram, 20%, one out of every five. It's working for them. So it's probably going to work for you. So that's kind of my stat there is 20% of Facebook's mobile ad revenue is coming from Instagram. So if you are running Facebook ads and you're not running Instagram ads, or if you're just not on Facebook as much as Instagram, Instagram more better than Facebook, don't be afraid to just try Instagram. That could work for you.
Another stat, and these two kind of go together. 47% of the value of the Facebook ad happens in the first 3 seconds. That's huge. That means that you're going to either hook the person into the ad, into the content of that ad in the first 3 seconds, or you're wasting your time. Along with that is the stat that says that 85% of Facebook users watch video with the sound off. So that tells me two things. We need to hook them very fast, 3 seconds. We need to hook them with something that makes them want to watch the next 5 seconds. Okay? And we need to be able to do it both audio and visually, but more importantly, be able to do it just visually. Okay? Because and that means using subtitles, using big words or something like that is going to convey that message and get them to watch. If they can get past the first 3 seconds and get into the ad, then they will be more interested to get into the next 5. And then if they're in the next 5, they'll up for the next 15 or 20 seconds, and you can deliver your message. So keep those things in mind. Another one, Justin, the most effective length for an ad title on Facebook is 4 words. Is that right? With 15 words for the link description?
I was so surprised when I read this. In fact, I didn't even believe it was on Sprout Social, a really big marketing company, and I didn't believe it. So I did some more investigating last night, and it's true. When you look at the data, headlines, 4 words.
4 words.
Men's breakfast this Saturday.
Yeah,
that's probably not going to be very good. You need to actually eat.
Don't let this happen.
No women invited, men only. Right, that's 5 words.
Five words.
That's kind of catchy. That kind of hooks you in a little bit. And then description being 15 words. I mean, you're not preaching a sermon in your Facebook ad. You're just giving a brief description that'll compel someone to click, next step,
right,
or learn more, or sign up, or watch video. When you're doing ads, you're not preaching a sermon. It's not a Facebook post where you're worried, are they going to get all the information? They may not. No, a Facebook ad, you want them to take action. So you just need a brief description. Mm-hmm. And according to the data, if you really want, cheap cost per click or more clicks or more reach, 15 words in the description, basically describing your event or whatever you're inviting people to, that's all you need.
Yeah.
Now you'll have to do some testing yourself, but I was really surprised by that.
Yeah.
I'm like looking at all the ads I've run for my clients, and I'm like, man, I gotta try something.
Yeah,
I'm gonna try this.
Yeah.
I gotta try this.
Yeah, it's interesting that it's almost scary if you take a look at these. There's an overarching truism when you take a look at these that the value of a Facebook ad happens in the first 3 seconds. They watch with the sound off. 20%. Not that one. 4 words for the title, 15 words for the description. That the truism on that is that the average attention span of a person going through Facebook or whatever is 6 seconds. That means they will shift their attention to something else in 6 seconds. Now, here is where the rubber meets the road. The average attention span for a goldfish is 8 seconds. The goldfish will move on to something else in 8 seconds. Dude, we as
what happened?
we as a species have really digressed. But knowing that, understanding these stats and all that can better equip us to attack our audience, and I use attack in a jovial term, not as go get them and make them do stuff, but understanding how the people react and how the people take in the information, how an audience takes in the information and stuff, understanding that can better equip us to deliver a message to them, to I mean, kind of everything, whether you're trying to motivate them to take an action or even minister to them. Understanding these stats will help you get that message and get their attention a lot quicker. So take these things down, take them into account when you start doing Facebook ads and when you're creating other kind of content, especially on the Facebook platform. Take all this sort of stuff to heart. By the way, if you guys want to learn how to do more of this, you want to go deeper into this, if you want to go deeper into the media side, if you want to go deeper into the social side, into the web development side, all that sort of stuff, then you need to become a CTA Insider. You need to go join churchtrainingacademy.com. So churchtrainingacademy.com/join. We are still in our soft launch phase for just a little while longer. So if you want to get in at a fantastic monthly price, fantastic yearly price, do it now because it is going up very quickly. In fact, by the time you are watching this, we could have already increased our prices. So jump on it as soon as you can. churchtrainingacademy.com/join to become a CTA Insider.
And if you've never run a Facebook ad before, we actually have a video inside where I walk you through creating not only your first Facebook ad, but a couple of tips that I've learned over the years to getting better cost per click. That means saving money,
right?
Getting more people to take action. The big mistake most churches make with Facebook ads, running to clicks on their website. That training is in there, and it's a very simple, easy to follow video. One of our members emailed me and says, "Hey, we don't have anything on Facebook ads." And I was like, "Okay." So I jumped in the Insiders group and I recorded a training there. So that's in there. So if you've never run a Facebook ad before, if you're listening to these stats and say, "Man, only 2% of people have seen our Facebook page stuff," we got to, it's pay to play now.
Right.
So I do have a walkthrough in there. It shows you how to get set up with Facebook ads from start to finish, to monitoring the types of pictures you need. And by the way, the creative, what pictures and words you say, we're talking about this title and description.
Right.
One of the least important things you need to know in Facebook ads, what you need to know is audience selection and targeting and all that stuff. And I go through that in the training. So it's in there. If you really want to get deep with Facebook ads and the next steps, we're going to give you two things, actually. Number one, there's the training in the CTA Insiders. However, we know not everyone can afford that. Not everyone is ready to afford that. In fact, we had someone that joined this week that was like, "I've been watching you guys for a couple months, but I just haven't been able to afford it." We understand that, but we don't want to leave you stranded because even though this is a business, it's kind of a ministry business. So when this publishes, if you look down below in the YouTube or in the Facebook video or wherever you're watching this, we will have a content upgrade, 10 ways to write better church Facebook ads. That's free. That's a free ebook.
Great resource.
The rough draft is like 16 pages. So it's legit. It's not like a small checklist.
No, this is in depth. This is something that we would sell for $20. We're just going to let you guys have it.
Yeah. So 10 ways to write better church Facebook ads. That's going to be free when this publishes. So enjoy.
It's for you guys.
So we got you. We got you, fam. You got next steps, whether it's for free or whether you want to go in depth and have, the training, the group coaching, the private Insiders group. That's fine. We got something for you. Take a next step, do something because what you're not doing is probably not working. Right. So you got to do something.
That's right. Well, this has been a great show. Justin, thanks for doing a little research here and coming up with some of these stats. It's interesting to kind of quantify things that we're seeing online, and I guess they kind of expose our own, our own proclivities. Is that a good word? When we're consuming,
I don't know what that word means.
Go look it up. For the way that we consume information, the way we consume data and stuff like that. So thanks for sharing all that. Like we said, come visit us at churchtrainingacademy.com for more great stuff like this. We've got episodes of the show. We've got pro tips. We've got all of that. And if you want to be an insider, go to churchtrainingacademy.com/insider. No, join /join. Yeah, it's written down here.
Before you take off, I just want to brag here. Howard from Texas, watching on YouTube Live, said, "This is great info, really empowering. Thank you for your support to the small guys."
Absolutely.
That's who we love. Yep. That's who we love. The big guys, they got their own team and staff.
Right.
You guys don't have it. You guys may not have anyone. You may have a volunteer. You may have someone that doesn't know what they're doing. They just want to help. that's who we're here
That's right.
to serve with insiders and with what we do with Church Training Academy.
Absolutely. Hey, by the way, take everything that you've learned here today and that you learned from everything that we do and use it to go change lives. Have a great week. Boom, that's a show, folks.
Yeah.
All
All
right.
right. Don't go yet. Don't click the X button. Don't leave. Don't go scrolling some more, swiping some more.
No.
Dave's going to do the pro tip now, right? You're going to record the.
I'm actually going to record the pro tip separately. I'm going to record the pro.
Oh,
Yeah.
man.
Sorry,
All right.
guys. Sorry, I've got a lunch date. And
Maybe you
I'll
can go live in the Media Hacks group.
yeah, I may do that. That's
Maybe
actually
you can
not a bad
record it live
idea.
in the Hacks group.
Yeah, I owe them
I
a
really,
training.
man, the more we do this, the more I don't want to do anything recorded now. I just want to do everything live.
Yeah,
Like
I
we
know.
edit it after the fact, but just
Right.
having people asking questions and talking to Ryan even here is telling Howard, these guys are great. So yeah, yeah, awesome stuff. I got to take off, guys. Thanks for watching.
Y'all take care. Let's see. Let me jump back over here to my full screen. There we are. All right, guys. I've got a couple more minutes. I got to go meet a client for lunch. So if you guys have any questions, now's a great time to ask them. I am here for a few more minutes with y'all. Let's see what's going on in the Facebook chat. Yeah, everybody, if you have questions in here, drop them in. Let's see what's going on in the YouTube. I'm going to bring that up on my other screen over here, guys. Oh, goodness. How's everybody's week been? You guys been doing good? What kind of stuff you guys working on at your church? Leave a comment. Tell me that. Let me know what kind of projects y'all are working. For us here in the States, it's back to school time. So I know our church, Sunday night, we resume our fall schedule. So we've got, our children's choir and children's discipleship and all that sort of stuff. And we've got our adult, what do we call it? Taste Springs University. So we got our discipleship classes and all that sort of stuff. All that's kicking off this week at our church. So what's going on at y'all's church? Let's see. Let me break open the live streaming thing here. By the way, guys, I am going to. I've got a couple of interviews that I did at Video Marketing World this last week. Friday and Saturday? No, it was Thursday and Friday. Thursday and Friday of last week. End of August. God, my cold medicine is making my brain go different directions. I'm sorry, guys. If I start speaking Latin or French or something, y'all just, somebody tap me on the shoulder and tell me, okay? Video Marketing World. Boom. At last week, end of August. There we are. I got those words in. I met several YouTubers, several folks that are like huge that you guys probably know about. Daryl Eves, he did one of our keynotes. Daryl's a neat guy. Also talked to my buddy Owen Video. Owen, just do a search for Owen Video. He's awesome. Got to spend a few moments with him on camera talking about live streaming for churches. Got to speak with Tim Schmoyer. He's over at Video Creators on YouTube. Guys, I'm not kidding. That guy is a fount of information. He knows how to build a brand on YouTube, and that that kind of crosses the board. So I mean, whether you're like a vlogger or you've got like a family channel or you've got my daughter Jillian is starting a channel called Awesome Kids Activities. Yeah, Awesome Kids. Is that what it is? Yeah, Awesome Kids Activities. It's like crafts and stuff for kids and for stay-at-home moms and parents to do with their kids and stuff. So she's doing that. But I mean, he's a wealth of information. A lot of the stuff that we're incorporating on our YouTube channel as we grow it past the 1,600. Are we at 1,600 still subscribers? Let me look. What do we have? 1,720. So 1,720 subscribers on Facebook. So as we're growing to the 2,000 mark and then to the 5,000 mark and the 10,000 mark, which is a goal that I have, the things that will help us grow are the things that Tim and I talked about over dinner Thursday night, actually. So you'll be noticing some changes and some tweaking and some refining and hopefully a lot more engagement on each video. I'll be completely honest. We're getting like 50 views, maybe average per show that we put up or per video. I want to see that, into the 500 and 1,000 range. When I was doing the Entertainment Answer or the Entertainment Geeks show, I was getting about 3,500 to 5,000 views per show on average, and that's respectable numbers. So I want to see if we can get the stuff that we're doing here for the church communicators and the church media folks. I want to see if we can get anywhere close to those numbers. I would love it. So guys, be sure that you're watching and that you're commenting and that you're sharing and doing things like that, because the more interaction we have on there, the more it signals to us that we're creating the right content and that we're making a difference in y'all's lives, and the more it signals to YouTube that this channel has great relevant information that YouTube needs to let other people know about. So the more interaction we have on our videos from you guys, the better. So please keep that in mind. Let's see. Howard Huntzinger. Let's see. Okay, so Ryan McGill says they're doing Baptism Sunday. You know what? That's funny. The 9th, right? So we're doing baptisms as well. We're having a like a big baptism. I called it in the announcements last week. I called it the Unslam Dunk. So we're doing like a bunch of baptisms on Sunday, as well as our worship pastor candidate is going to be singing special music, and then is going to be meeting with a worship team and stuff throughout the week, and then we'll be like leading worship on the 16th in view of a call. And then we'll be voting to join him. So y'all be praying for us, because we're calling a new worship pastor, and he is a really, really cool dude, and he loves Church Training Academy and the stuff that we're doing here. So it's very encouraging to me as the video and communication and creative person at our church. So y'all be praying over that. Let's see. Where would you spend your first budget as you get started? That's what Howard. Where would you spend your first budget as you get started? Well, Howard, give me a field. Give me an idea of where you're doing. Is it in communications? Is it church communications? Is it in church media? Is it in live streaming or video production? What aspect are you looking to target, as opposed to just in general? Because that really depends on where I would start throwing money or applying money. Don't be an X-Man. New words with Dave. Thanks. We only had, let's see. Howard says, we only had retreats every 2 weeks. We have over 35,000 attend over the 24 years, just moved into social media. That is great. We have both an English and Spanish audience. Should we have 2 channels? Yes. Yes. You should. And I'll tell you why. Those are unique people. Why wouldn't you? Now, it's a challenge, but why wouldn't you? Hang on a second. Last week at Video Marketing World, Jillian went with me, my daughter. She's 13. She went with me, and she interviewed for her channel a lot of the speakers there. She interviewed Owen Video. She didn't interview Tim. That's funny. But she interviewed, good night, a bunch of people. One of them was the guy that keynoted at the end. And what was his name? Let me go look at the sessions, and I'll tell you what his name is. I will tell you. Not Nick Nimmin. Evan Carmichael. She interviewed Evan Carmichael. So, let me bring up his page here. Hang on a sec. His YouTube channel. YouTube.com/Evan Carmichael. Evan is a really cool dude. Let's see, Evan Carmichael YouTube, and I'll share this over to you guys here in a sec. All right, check it out. All right, so here's Evan Carmichael. He is a really prolific dude. One of the things that he talked about in his talk was the multi-channel, multilingual type thing. Take a look over here. Featured channels. Evan in Spanish. Evan in French. I'm going to say Evan in Russian. Evan Live. So he's got a couple of different languages right here. So that tells me that he's able to reach those people in their native tongue. So I would say definitely, if you can, if you have the bandwidth and if you can do it, definitely do it. Worst case scenario, I would subtitle and have the appropriate English and Spanish titles available for every video that you do so that they can at least read. Now, subtitling, adding closed captions and stuff helps with accessibility, okay, for people that are hearing impaired and stuff. For people that have language barriers, that really helps. And it also signals to YouTube that your content and your channel cares about people that have accessibility issues and people in other languages. So it tells YouTube, hey, these guys are more serious, so we're gonna show them in search results a little bit more because they're a little more serious about it. So just keep that in mind. So I would definitely do that. Do you have, Howard? Do you have a Spanish and English service? Because you say you have a Spanish and English audience. So do you do one for each? And if you do, then be sure you're publishing each week each version of that. Let's see here. Ryan says, nice. Thanks. Not sure what that's for, but thanks. Live streaming. So you're talking about live streaming, Howard. So that's what you're wanting to spend the money on. Are you doing anything yet? If you're not, then I would say get started with what you have right off the bat. So if you've got an iPhone, then get your iPhone and get a little clip and stick it on a tripod and start. So you got this week covered. The next step would be to take a look at what you want, what your budget has. And I would say we've got 4 modes of live streaming. We've got hang on, cold medicine's working its way through. You got the selfie mode, which is, the live streaming with your phone where you're like, hey, I'm live at blah, 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 that mode. Then you've got the indie mode, which is where you're treating your camera, or excuse me, your phone more like a proper camera, where you may put it into a rig for stability, add a lens to it, add a microphone or a shotgun mic or something like that, put it on a tripod, that sort of stuff. Then you've got desktop mode, which is where you use like a webcam and a laptop, or maybe a little capture device, like the Elgato Stream. Hang on, what is it called? I'll tell you. It's a great little USB thing that you can plug in. Takes HDMI out of a video camera into it. Amazon. It's the Elgato. It's like Stream Clip or Stream Capture or Camlink. That's what it is. Elgato Camlink. Okay. Like I said, it's a USB stick, and it's got a. This is not one, but just for reference, it's got a HDMI slot in the back, so you just plug it into a USB 3 port on your computer, and then HDMI into it, and then now you're able to bring in a camera. Very much similar to what I'm doing right now. I'm using a video camera. In fact, I'll show you. Here's my webcam, and let me change to it. Boom, there we go. And I've got, you see right here, I've got a Sony FX33 camcorder here, 4K camcorder, that is going into a HDMI capture card in my computer and bringing it into OBS. So with a webcam and, say, an i5 at the worst, definitely an i7, you can start, and like OBS, which is free software, and I've got a getting started video on our YouTube channel for that. You can get started live streaming very easily, very quickly, okay? And then you just start improving, okay? So, hey, we need to get a video camera, and we have a very limited budget. Okay, for a couple $100, you can get a Canon Vixia camcorder. I actually do a TV show with 2 of them, and I'm not lying. Like a TV show, like a real TV show, using 2 $250 1080 camcorders and a lot of lights. So you can definitely live stream your services with that and get started for just a couple $100. Okay, so yeah, go Howard. Howard, is that who I'm talking to? Howard. I'll put a put a link in there if it lets me. I own the channel, so it should let me put links in the chat. Let's see. http://easylivestreaming.com. Booyah. Easylivestreaming.com. You can get our free guide, Live Streaming for Churches the Easy Way, and it'll give you some ideas on where to start. We've also got a gear guide at the Church Training Academy that you can grab as well under resources, I think it is. Anyway, so those that information is available to you. Thanks, Ryan, churchtrainingacademy.com/gear and resources. Good job. So anyway, that stuff's there for you guys. Was going to post the link to the free resources. Yes. You guys aren't able to put a link in the thing, but me as the owner, it does let me do that. Hey, here's something for those of y'all that are still on YouTube with us. I want to ask you a question. First off, let me check Facebook real fast and see if anybody has anything. Amber Dawn Matthews joined. I know her. She's my thither. So hi, Amber. I'm glad you're here, babe. I'm glad that you're joining. I hope this is interesting. I know you do some of the church, some of the media at your church, so maybe you'll learn something. Maybe you can teach me something. Phyllis Lowry, Fall Revival, Church Anniversary, Health and Wellness Day, and Men's Day. Very cool, Phyllis. You guys have got a lot of stuff going on. Phyllis, what do you do for your church? What's your role? What's your title? What do you do? And have you joined the Church Media Hacks group? If not, go do it. Let's see here. What was I saying? Somebody tell me what I was saying. Howard was asking something, and I was going to say something. I was going to show you guys something else. I just don't remember what it was. I'm sorry, guys. I'm usually much more with it, but with this head cold and stuff, I am wonky. You guys are lucky that I can string 2 sentences together. You do retreats, bilingual, very cool. When you do a bilingual retreat, in a bilingual service that I've been in before, it was a Hispanic pastor, and he would speak in English and speak in Spanish. So he would do a paragraph or make a point in English, and then would turn and make that exact same point in Spanish. Are you guys doing that? Is it like double talk like that? I'm interested how that happens. If there are constraints in doing something like that, be interesting to see that. Gosh, I was going to say something else. I just don't remember what it was, guys. I'm sorry. Somebody get me back on my train of thought here. If I don't see anybody type something. Oh, I know I was going to ask you. See, if I just babble for a minute, it'll all come back to me. Those of y'all that are watching on YouTube, here is a question for you, okay? Depending on how you answer, depends on whether I go down this path or not. We have people from all over the world that watch us on YouTube. Very few of those people have become insiders and joined Church Training Academy. So I don't know if cost is an issue. I don't know if commitment is an issue. I don't know if there's some sort of a barrier, from one country to another. I don't know. I have the option of creating a Patreon account. So if you guys don't know what Patreon is, patreon.com, creators will use Patreon and will create content, basically content specific to the members of that community. So it's basically a almost like a membership type thing where you as a viewer can go and become a patron and support our YouTube channel, support Church Training Academy at a financial level that makes sense for you. So if it's $2 a month, it's $2 a month. If it's, $5 per video, then it's $5 per video. However you want to do it, you basically contribute to the financial bottom line without becoming a full-fledged CTA insider for, $27 or $37 a month. So what that means is that we will do things specific to our YouTube community. So Justin and I will do training that is for the patrons. Now, the reality is that some of that training will also be basically all of that training will be available to our CTA insiders because they are full-fledged 100% members and they're insiders and they get everything. Everything that we do, everything that we create is available to them. But some of that we can share and do private live streams and stuff like that for our patrons. So if you guys want me to build a Patreon account and create content for this and give you guys a way to support Church Training Academy, give you guys another way to support Church Training Academy, I will do it, but only at y'all's direction. Let's see. We have another person interpreting, okay, but the minister sometimes can also speak a paragraph and then say it again in another language. Let's see. I would direct them to the Hacks group. Okay. So what was that in reference to, Ryan? That's what sold me on Facebook. It's not a bad market strategy, Dave. Are you referring to Patreon? I was just thinking. I mean, I know I've got friends that are YouTubers that, in fact, when we had GeekBeat TV, when we were doing our shows, we set up a Patreon account, and we ended up having people that were supporting us, $2, $5, $10. We had people supporting us at $1,000 a month for the content that we were creating. It was really cool. So I want to do that here, but only if you guys are gonna support it. What's cool about Patreon is that you can do it for what makes sense for you. So if you can only afford to do $2 a month, great. So you support us for $2 a month. That helps us. And it also gives you some exclusivity. And one of the things that we'll do for our patrons is the people that are supporting us on Patreon, we will do a little scroll or something on here during the live show, showing your name and, kind of like adding you to the credits, I guess, of the live show. So that's some of the stuff that we can do, as well as training for you guys, a live stream once a month or something for you guys. So I'm going to put it together if you guys want me to. So just let me know. This removes the delay in what is being said. Oh, yeah, sure. But the other person is translating. So how are you guys physically handling that? It's one thing, Howard, if you've got somebody that is, doing sign language, where the person sitting there is not hearing anything, they're just watching. So it's all real time as far as they're concerned, and there's not audible confusion. So you have an interpreter sitting there as the guy is talking, then the interpreter is speaking over them, or is the interpreter speaking into a mic and these people have headsets and they're hearing it and stuff? I'm curious. Video some of this and show me how it works. I'm really interested in this. Let's see. I like the Patreon idea. However, the Hacks group sold me on being an insider, mainly the invite to the open masterminds. Cool. Yeah, that's dude. Ryan, you said a mouthful there. The masterminds guys. Last night, one of our new members was there. A guy that joined earlier, his name's Dan, joined us, and gosh, we did 7 or 8 questions last night in the mastermind group, and it was a small group, but we ended up with a whole bunch of different topics. Those mastermind, by the way, guys, for the insiders, those are being uploaded and posted for the insiders, kind of like a growing knowledge base of questions and answers and stuff. Like, so if you got a question on, how do I do this in OBS, or how do I do this with ProPresenter or something like that, and we'll go through that right here, during our mastermind group, our group coaching call, and then we'll post that in the back end so that any of our insiders can have access to it, whether they joined us for that live session or not. Anyway, it's really cool. All right, guys, I do have to go. I love you all. Thank you all for joining us and for engaging. I really enjoy hanging out with you guys. Really, really do. Let's see. Back over on Facebook, James Ewald. We just tested OBS on Wednesday night. Is there any paid software that you could recommend that I may be able to show the pastor? We aren't streaming yet, but are building up to it. Yeah, of course. OBS, James, is free. It's not pretty, but I mean, I'm using it here. I use vMix. It's a PC based, not Mac. PC based. I use vMix for the TV show, and I did an install at University Baptist Church. We got them started using a PTZ camera and OBS, and they'll be upgrading to adding another camera and actually installing vMix. You can get started with vMix for about $75. And that's HD, multiple inputs. You got to buy hardware, like a capture card, like a Blackmagic Decklink card or something like that. But there's all kinds of stuff. So James, I'll put the comment in there, reply to James. Go to http://easylivestreaming.com and get the guide. You can also go to our gear and resources page at Church Training Academy. Get the gear guide. I need to update it. There's some more stuff I want to add to the gear guide, so I will get the 2018 version done here very quickly for you guys. But getting either of these guides gets you guys on our email list, and then you guys will start getting regular emails from us with tips and tricks and all that kind of stuff. And we source you guys, for ideas and stuff for content and for training and all that sort of stuff. So stay in touch with us by grabbing one of those guides. Let's see. Ryan, thanks, Dave. Always a pleasure. Absolutely. I love you guys. Really, really do. And let's see. Howard, you are very helpful. God bless you. Praying you get healed quickly. Thank you, Howard. I appreciate it. You guys all take care. I love you all. Be praying for me. Be praying for Justin and for our families. So please be praying for us and pray for us as we continue to build and grow Church Training Academy. Guys, we want to be a force in the world for helping you guys maximize your ministry and take the gospel beyond the walls of your church. So be praying for us. We love y'all. Thank y'all very, very much.